Morning everyone, it's Tinky and Joey here, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about how to bring your pony back into work and increase their fitness now that we're allowed to start riding again. So there are a few different things to think about when thinking about increasing your pony's fitness, and it's not a case of one size fits all. So my best advice would be to think of a goal. Is that right, Joey? Yeah. Think of a goal. So what is your end goal? Is it going to a pony club rally? Is it having a private lesson with your instructor? Or is it even being able to go back out eventing if we're allowed to this season? Then once you've got your goal, you need to think about all the little steps that you need to do to get there. So for example, if you're going to a 1 hour pony club jumping rally, you need to be able to be on your horse for an hour. You need to be able to walk, trot and canter quite happily and warm up without your pony getting too tired. You need to be able to jump, and you might even need to be able to jump a course. All of that without your pony being too tired. So Joey has decided that he wants to go to an hour's jumping rally. So we've got that as our goal. We've written down our steps of how we need to get there, and we're going to use those as our marker points to know where Joey is at with his fitness journey. Now, depending on how much you've been able to ride during lockdown or whether you've ridden at all, you might be at a different starting point to somebody else. So if you've already been schooling during lockdown, you don't really need to restart that phase because you've already done it. So this kind of plan is entirely up to you and your horse, and it depends on, like I've said before, how fit your horse is. When you know you're ready to move on to your next step, there are a couple of indicators to kind of look for. So your horse should be quite comfortable with the work that you're setting them. So if 20 minutes of schooling is making them sweat up and they're needing a wash off when it's not particularly hot, you're probably not ready to move on to anything else yet. What your pony should be doing would be coping with the work that you're doing. So that means that they're not overly sweaty. They might be sweaty if it's hot, but that's to be expected. And that they're not puffing or breathing too hard for something that shouldn't be too strenuous. So if your pony's coping quite happily with those kind of activities you're giving them, you can start to increase the intensity or how long you are riding them for. So it's important to include variety into your horse's fitness programme. Not only does it make it more interesting for them, but it helps to develop all of their muscles rather than just a few specific ones. So there are a couple of different things you could do. You could go for a hack if it's safe for you to do so. I know a lot of you live on busy roads, so that might not be applicable to you. You could also do some schooling and build in some different exercises. I'm sure your instructor will have millions for you to do as homework, or you could have a bit of a Google. There's loads out there at the minute. If you've got some poles, you could do some pole work. Equine Pole Work on Facebook, they've been releasing really interesting ones, like they've done one that's in the shape of NHS, and they did one for VE Day, so they might be ones that you could have a look at and might be quite fun. You could also lunge your pony if they are good to lunge and that you are an experienced lunger. If you're not experienced, get someone experienced to do that for you. And you shouldn't really be lunging them for too long. 15-20 minutes at the minute is perfectly fine because it is quite hard work for your pony. And if you are an experienced jumper and you would jump normally before lockdown, you might want to consider building in a little bit of jumping, but only if it's safe, and don't start anything new, and keep those fences slightly smaller than you normally would jump. Don't forget, when you are riding or handling your ponies, make sure you're wearing your hat. That is an absolute must. Gloves, especially when you're lunging, that is a must, but I would definitely advise them when you're riding. And a body protector if you can bear to wear it, just in case there's any accidents. And the final thing you need to think about and include is Joey's favourite bit, which is his day off. Days off are really important for the repair of those muscles. If you don't give them a day off, they don't get a chance for their muscles to repair and grow, so all that work you're doing is basically pointless. So make sure you'll give your pony at least 1 day off a week or 2 to make sure that they've got time to refresh, get their energy back, and then they'll be ready to go. So I hope Joey's advice has been really useful to you. He wants you to take away the days off as the most important element of fitness. But I will say, crack on with your pony and know what's right for your pony. Think about when they're ready to move on and when they might need a bit of extra time at their current stage of fitness. And most of all, have fun and stay safe. And hopefully we'll see you at Pony Club soon. Say bye, Joey.
Bye bye. 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 Yay! Give me food.